Recent events have provided Ripple with a lift, which may cause the trajectory of its legal struggle to shift in a different direction. It appears that Ripple's conditions are improving. The promise made by Trump to remove Gary Gensler from his position as chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission on the first day of office appears to be coming true, as Gensler announced his intention to retire on January 20, the same day that Trump is inaugurated. Due largely to this big statement, XRP reached new yearly highs. Additionally, on December 17, Ripple's stablecoin was released, marking a significant step toward expansion on a global scale. During this time, Second Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw was rebuffed for renomination because of her strong anti-crypto stance. This caused her to become a target of the cryptocurrency community. The culmination of all of these events could result in something important happening on January 15, particularly considering that Paul Atkins will soon take over as chair of the SEC. There is a widespread expectation that this will result in a more adaptable approach to the regulation of cryptocurrencies. Exactly what will take place on January 15, a postponement of the filing of the CC's significant brief in the continuing dispute with Ripple Labs about XRP has been sought by the SEC. The date of January 15, 2025 has been designated as the new deadline for filing. As far as attorney Fred Rispoli is concerned, this particular component of the case is purely concerned with paperwork. There's no new evidence or jury trial involved. The CK has filed an appeal, and Ripple has filed what is known as a cross appeal. Both of these appeals are currently being considered. An opening brief will be submitted by each side, which will be followed by a brief from the opposing side, and finally a reply brief. Following that, there will be an oral argument that lasts for 15 minutes in front of 3 judges. Fred remarked that the argument, albeit brief, will be crucial since the questions that the judges ask can provide insight into their first opinions on the topic that they are considering. Nevertheless, he also mentioned that the full process may take up to a year and a half, even though the oral argument was just for a brief length of time. Even though the legal struggle is still ongoing, advocates continue to maintain their optimism that the new government will take the appropriate actions to encourage the cryptocurrency business. Another encouraging turn of events is that Empower Oversight is exerting pressure on Congress to authorize the release of a report by the SEC Inspector General regarding the behavior of former Chairman Jay Clayton. This report may strengthen their investigation before Clayton being confirmed as the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. In terms of how it handles account reserves, the XRP ledger has experienced a significant development. Ripple's Chief Technology Officer, David Schwartz, has provided his thoughts on the ramifications of this strategic change, which was implemented on December 2nd. The account reserve requirement for wallets on the XRPL was reduced from 10 XRP to 1 XRP. The ownership reserve was reduced from 2 XRP to 0.2 XRP. As a security measure against network spam and abuse, the XRPL has traditionally maintained account reserves by maintaining a reserve of due to the existence of these reserves, users are required to set aside a particular quantity of XRP to activate an account and keep additional network objects such as NFT. This modification is intended to make it easier for new users to sign up, while also allowing existing account holders to have more leeway in their account management. Many believe that decreasing the minimum reserve requirement could allow spammers to infiltrate the network in a more widespread manner. The Chief Technology Officer of Ripple, Schwartz, brought attention to the complicated factors that go into reserve changes in his piece on X. He adds that the major objective of the reserve mechanism is not simply governance. Rather, it serves as an essential instrument for preserving the integrity of the network and avoiding any potential misuse that may occur. Validators are responsible for establishing preferred parameters as part of the voting method for reserve modifications. The network will finally choose the option that is the median of these selected parameters. Schwartz, on the other hand, has recognized potential difficulties associated with this method. There is a possibility that the network will encounter instability, which will cause it to fluctuate between various reserve levels when validators are not active or when votes are narrowly divided. To address these problems, Schwartz suggested 2 significant modifications to the voting setup. Initially, he proposed the implementation of a default setting that would be off for reserve adjustments, which would necessitate explicit configuration for any updates. Second, he suggested the establishment of a neutral default that would prevent unintended reserve modifications from occurring without the intervention of a validator who was acting on purpose. In addition, Schwartz brought attention to a distinctive feature of the reserve reduction by adding, it is worth pointing out that when reserves are lowered, every account on the XPL immediately has more unlocked XRP. By effectively locking up XRP that users had previously available, raising reserves could give the impression that there is an excessive amount of network influence having been exerted. Even though Schwartz acknowledged that he would have chosen a more conservative strategy, he considers the recent drop in reserves to be extremely long overdue. This new action is part of a series of changes that are being made to strengthen the ecosystem. The increasing adoption of XRP and the price of XRP are both indications that the community is heading in the right direction because of these developments. One of the most significant developments for the XRP ledger ecosystem is the debut of Ripple stablecoin, which is known as Ripple stablecoin. The objective of the stablecoin is to stimulate innovation, broaden the scope of use cases, and promote greater participation within the XRPL ecosystem. The Ripple stablecoin, which is particularly well known for its speed, scalability, and cost efficiency, was developed to support assets such as cryptocurrencies and tokens that are backed by fiat currency. The advent of Ripple stablecoin, as stated by David Schwartz, Chief Technology Officer of Ripple, brings about major benefits for the decentralized exchange that operates on the Ripple stablecoin. The XRPL DEX is distinguished by its auto-bridging technology, which acts as a highlight feature. XRP is immediately recognized as an intermediary by this function, which makes it possible to simplify exchanges between various assets and ensures that transactions are carried out efficiently. The incorporation of Ripple stablecoin, as Schwartz pointed out, will further optimize this process because it will encourage more trading activity on the platform where it is being used. Ripple stablecoin is further distinguished by the fact that it has received approval from the New York Department of Finance, which places it in a position of superiority over its competitors. Based on Schwartz's analysis, XRP and Ripple stablecoin are complementary to one another because of the differences between their attributes. The stability of Ripple stablecoin makes it possible for applications to be developed in areas such as real-world asset tokenization, foreign exchange markets, and trade financing. This is in contrast to the capabilities of XRP, which are designed for usage as a bridge currency. Ripple stablecoin can open up new doors of opportunity for developers and builders working in the blockchain field, which is one of the most significant advantages of this cryptocurrency. The demand for stablecoins has been growing, which can be attributed to the fact that they are useful in lowering volatility and facilitating transactions on a worldwide scale. This tendency is one that Ripple stablecoin hopes to capitalize on by fostering creative applications that run on the blockchain. Regarding Ripple's proprietary payment system, Schwartz disclosed that XRP will continue to fulfill its function as a bridge currency. The advent of Ripple stablecoin, on the other hand, makes it possible for Ripple to extend its ecosystem into other regions. Schwartz underlined that this action places Ripple in a position to satisfy the growing need for applications that are built on stablecoins, particularly in markets that require price stability.